staan op de bottom of Farley Coast, maar het lijkt dat de Farley Coast kan het nooit niet. Dan is het geen derde, want als de Farley Coast de vijfde, dan is het niet meer in de uitkomst.
The 28th of January and the Formula V Championship gets underway at Kyalami. A 32-car field goes into their second lap. And just look at the close racing. What a season we're in for. Five cars battling for the lead. This is what Formula V is all about. And you mean that every lap is a trophy. This is tremendous racing. Suddenly there's action at sunset. The two leading cars tangle and Harvey Host takes over the lead, followed by Shane de Milon and Pat de Klerk. But luckily, Stan Levine, Peter Koenig and Ken Janisch get going immediately, and the race continues. But there's a gap now, and with one lap to go, it looks as though Harvey has only Shane to fend off. Down the field there's more action, as Mario Travaglini and Cliff Wilkinson touch at Crowthorne. Close racing this formula. Pit crews await. Some even talk to themselves. Such is the tense situation in the pit lane. The flag is readied, and Harvey takes it from Shane, Pat, Stan, and fifth place is shared by Peter Koenig and Ken Janisch, who cross the line at precisely the same time. Next to arrive, another split decision between Blaine and Terry Porter. And as is usual with these, another finish line decision for Mario, Terry Stidworthy and Johan Goos. And the winner, Harvey Goos.
think I must rate it very high. The track was a bit slippery, but it always changed in the race because you always try that bit harder. So I think I can make it.
Then to the second round, the Goldfields Raceway down at Belcombe in the Free State on the 3rd of March. Belcombe always has an early morning country feeling about it. Teams drive through the night in order to make the crack of dawn unofficial practice session. Camping at the track is commonplace. The organisers at Goldfields are a friendly crowd, and at the driver's briefing, we mostly wait to hear of the invitation to the prize-giving braai after the day's racing. And the girls, wow! But it's the racing we're here for, and lap 1 onto the main straight down into BP Bend, and a whole lot of outbraking takes place. Inevitably, someone misjudges their braking, and sure enough, there goes a car down into the veld. This time it's Ken who takes to the fore on lap 1, but he is closely followed by a mean bunch of quick drivers. But Harvey starts working his way through, past Moon Daly and into the second slot, and the battle rages on. soon makes a move and snatches second place. For Grant Robertson, a motor failure, and his race is run. Ken has a neat cushion between himself and the battle for that second place. At this stage, between Harvey and Peter, who are really driving hard. But there's hard driving all down the line, as demonstrated by these free staters. The race is won by Ken with Harvey second and Peter third. Afterwards, we sampled the first ever sound checking tests. What a fiasco. As usual, there were the stories. Some had excuses, some were complacent, while others just had a beer. Four cars had their exhaust levels checked, and although there was some controversy about the accuracy of the rev counters, all were pronounced below the legal limit, much to the delight of the V fraternity. Back at Kyalami, there was work to be done, and when it comes to lending a hand or a mower, the V boys get stuck in.
No rats aboard the magic ship of perfect harmony. Now it begins. Let it begin. Clean up time. Yeah, clean up time. Clean up time. However far we travel, wherever we may roam, the center of the circle will always be our home.
Ours is a meek, grassed area enclosed by some fences, but to us, it's our paddock, our piece of Kyalami.
Clean up time. Clean up time. Clean up time. Clean up time. turn out the money. The king is in the kitchen, making bread and honey. No friends and yet no enemies. Absolutely free. No rats aboard the magic ship of perfect harmony.
Yes, at the end of the day, we had transformed it into quite a hospitable area. We all took turns.
Clean up time. Yeah, clean up time. Clean up time. However far we travel, wherever we may roam, the center of the circle will always be our home. Yeah, yeah. Clean up time. Yeah. Clean up time. Clean up time.
Then the long trek to the sea, and Port Elizabeth was our next call. Many of the teams pitched camp at the campsite nearest the track, renting caravans, pitching tents, and some even sleeping under the stars. Team managers become chefs, and outdoor meals are a must, especially when you fill the caravan with the smoke of burnt toast. The going was rough early in the morning. Only a handful of the Transvaal drivers made it down to the coast, but with the local entry, a field of 15 cars were on the grid for the start of the first heat, which was led by a pace car. Peter Koenig had taken pole position, and alongside was Harvey. On the second row came local hero Michael Barnard and Transvaaler Pat de Klerk. Row 3 consisted of Moon and Ken, followed by Ben Bartman and Johan Gericke. Peter missed his gear change at the start, and it was Harvey who grabbed at the advantage and went into the lead, which he held till the flag dropped after 20 laps. The Koenigs were an unhappy bunch, as Peter had damaged the motor of his Harrier, which put pay to any chance of a go in the second heat. It was a very disappointed Peter, who had to load up his car after a 1,000-kilometer haul. Enough to make a man go for a beer. Onto heat number 2, and Ken joined Harvey on the front row, but Harvey's Impala shot into the lead at the green light, and although Ken pushed him all the way, there was no stopping the blue and white flyer.
Getting away from Ken third place, which is Mike Barnard, and then a fair gap to the next two cars, which are quite close together. As they come out of here, manages to and as they go through PB, it certainly can get on with the job, but no, through the hairpin, Ken Janney closes right up on him again, and down they come to Chevy Sweep. with Harvey Coast managing to pull out a slender lead over third place is as the leaders go into the effort, tail end of the field. Great surprise as it were, and driven very well in both
A lap of honour for the winner of 2 grueling 20-lap races. Harvey, who moved into a comfortable lead in the national championship.
Well, the next event will be the modified saloon. That's event number 7. But just to remind you, the change in the program after that, event number 8 will not be.
Then it was a long, long haul back home. Formula V is known as the kindergarten of racing, but this is ridiculous.
Candyman, he's been and gone. My Candyman, he's been and gone. My Candyman, he's been and gone. And I love everything in this God Almighty world, God knows I do. Peppermint
No,
stick,
it's not.
I got a little brass band. I got a peppermint stick, I got a little brass band. I got a peppermint stick, I got a little brass band. And I'm a-going down to the gate to go on the Candyman stand. Run, fetch a pitcher, get the baby some beer. Run, fetch a pitcher, get the baby some beer. Run, fetch a pitcher.
That's what a lap around Kyalami looks like. That's where the next round was held on the 5th of May. At this stage, Harvey was into a 5-point lead over Ken, with Pat lying third on 9 points. Frankel reporting from Kyalami, where the Sports Car Club are staging the Autumn Handicap Series. We have just witnessed the practice session for the 4th round of the Formula V National Championships, and we will now be going around to interview the 4 fastest drivers who have the first 2 rows. I'd like to congratulate you on achieving pole position this morning. I know you've been in this position a number of times, and is this going to be the big one, Ken?
I hope so. You know, I'd very much like to do well with the new car.
Behind us is the new Caldwell, which Ken has just imported from the States, and as you can see, it's a beauty, a real beauty. Ken, at the moment you are standing with 11 points. I certainly hope for your sake that this is going to be 20. And I believe you've been driving these for about 4 years, is that correct?
Yeah, about 4 years now.
Well, Ken, all I can say on behalf of everybody else, good luck and good driving. Now I'm with Shane de Malon, who is third on the grid. Shane has been driving for 5 years, and in those last 5 years has gone from strength to strength. At the moment, Shane is standing with 6 national points, and I'm sure that he's going to go full go this afternoon for the winning flag. Shane, how do you feel?
Well, my car's going quite well. I feel quite good.
I see you did a 1:46.08.
Yes, that's right.
Is this your best time at Kyalami?
No, I've done a 45.8 before.
So obviously you're going to try for a 45.8 in the actual race.
Yes, well, I'd like to.
This is a surprise of the day. Mike Frankel has just done a 1:46.45 and is 4th on the grid. Mike, this obviously is the best you've done so far.
Yes, I'm quite surprised at that time. I don't know. It's the best that I've done so far.
You've been driving now for approximately 4 years. You started in October 1980, and the best place you've ever had in a race is 9th. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was down at Welcome, last race.
Last year you were placed 2nd overall in the Goldfields Championships, and I'm sure that you're hoping that you can improve on that this year as well.
Yeah, well, today we'll have to try and go for national points.
Harvey House, who's come 2nd on the grid. Usually Harvey is right in front, but it is so close today, there's a 0.4 difference between Ken and Harvey. Harvey is a former national champion. He was champion in 1978, and he was runner-up last year. Harvey, how do you fancy your chances today?
Well, I think I must rate it very high. The track was a bit slippery, but it always changes in the race because you always try that bit harder. So I think I can make it.
Number 86, who's one in those? 13, Frankel is in the white car, 4, Demarade is in the continental blue car. And away they go, the flag down, 10 minutes to go.
By clubhouse, it was Ken in his new Caldwell who had overtaken Harvey to show the pack the way through the cement dust. And the order that followed was Ken and Stan. But Ken and Harvey were soon pulling away from the three-car tussle between Shane, Stan and Peter Koenig. At one stage, the Blue Impala even seemed to be stretching the gap. But in the closing stages, with the leaders threading their way through some back markers, Ken had managed to close right up and was ready to pounce for the checkered flag. Sure enough, the old slipstreaming tricked to the line, and Ken had indeed won in his new car.
Congratulations. Thank you. You told me this morning after practice that you were going to do it, and you certainly did. You had a fabulous run with Harvey and pipped him right on the post. Your car seemed to go like a bomb. Any problems?
Yes, the car's been overheating. It started overheating around about the fifth lap, and she went up to about 160 degrees, and she slowly started getting slower. And I was lucky as Harvey came around Leeuwkop, he lost it slightly, and I was managed to get right up behind him, and I just managed to pip him on the line. If he didn't lose it at Leeuwkop, he would have won the race. But it was a very nice race, very clean, and I really enjoyed it.
Formula V really looks after itself with regular checks to ensure all cars are kept within the specifications laid down. And it does seem to be a winning formula, or formula for success, should we say, if we keep our eyes pointed in the right direction. Now, when a Volkswagen Beetle bites the dust, as they say, it doesn't necessarily mean the end of the road, as was the case with this unfortunate chappie. I mean, there are limits, you know. Back home at some Formula Via's garage, all can be made well again. Backyard mechanics they were once called, but these days some very smart machinery is being turned out at these so-called amateur engineering works. Buses are designed and produced. Engines are assembled with a fair amount of wisdom. All very neat. Simple as that.
We just lift it up and turn it around a bit. Okay.
Nothing a hammer can't fix, eh? There's fiberglass work.
Ja, Anton, ich gehe hier runter. Ja,
And finally, the whole lot is bolted together. Some guys even try putting the thing together at the trackside. Not always by their choice, of course. With the advent of the silencer regulation, there were many different ideas. Oh boy, there were ideas. Some even decided to laugh it off. Some were actually serious. Others had better things to do. Best of all, some made a mockery of the whole business. Kyalami has always been the home of motor racing in South Africa. They have all the right things in the right place. A full fleet of service vehicles. The well-equipped rescue vehicle is the pride and joy of the Marshals Association. Equipped to handle almost any emergency out on the circuit, one could not be in better hands. trackside hospital, manned by members of St. John's. Come, take a look inside.
Is known as the resuscitation room, and it is named after Hamish Ferguson, who was a visitor to the post. He was subsequently killed in a motor accident, and some of the equipment that you see here was presented by his father. The patient usually arrives and is placed on a resuscitation trolley such as so, and immediately gets stripped and monitored for blood pressure and vital signs, airway, etc. He's only kept here until he remains stable, after which the patient is flown to either the Johannesburg Hospital or Pretoria.
Some excellent facilities. Oh, all right. So some things are not so organized. But the spectator always knows how to make a plan. Doyen of the Formula V Association is Dad Dougal, a colourful character and respected by his drivers, or as he puts it, my boys. Two prominent figures, Porky Prinsloo, the grid marshal, and Mike Reed, the clerk of the course at Kyalami. The horse system is run very professionally by Mike Marsh and his merry team of helpers, including their computer, of course. Our teams? Well, some of us are really organized, with enclosed trailers and new cars. And some were about to demolish their machines. Practice for the races on the 2nd of June. The rescue unit was called out. The rescue unit was called out. Alan Koenig had hit a straw bale at West Bank Corner, sending his car over in a loop, coming to rest on its rollover bar. He was in turn hit by Ken Janish, fortunately without injury to either driver. All credit to the way in which these cars are built. Alan was not going to be on the grid for the race.
contact the 6 as they get in and start slipstreaming their way down the Marlborough. Not quite as quick as the others, but they started their slipstream already, and this is what it's going to be. Is it Janish or is it Koenig as they go down? There's a bright yellow car, it's Koenig. Janish in the brown one as they go down to Marlborough. On the first two, they're all one line behind the other, and here they're down, they're taking Marlborough.
Dan Levine was first to lead, and he was doing a pretty good job of it too.
As they go down to Marlborough now, it's going to be the black car porter, Calmy Coastal. Who's it going to be as they go down to Marlborough? Second tour, 8 laps to go, second Marlborough.
En dat is nog die streep wat die aangetrokken wordt. En dat is die zwakmotor van de
There's about 12 of them in the front pack there, covered by about 3 seconds. So the man in number 3 is in fact Stan Levine. Stan Levine is in front, who took over the car.
Meanwhile, Fred Daly shows his gaggle of rookies the way round. Then suddenly, Stan went missing when he spun off into the fences and out of the race. This left Harvey out front once again. For a while, Peter Koenig had been tailing the leading car and was starting to put the pressure on. And sure enough, he went into the lead. The cloudy squeezed his way past yet again. The battle for fourth place was a no-holds-barred affair, amply demonstrated here. Into the penultimate lap, it was Harvey, Ken and Peter. Who was it going to be at the line?
And here come the others. Here comes the Stanker out. Here they come, and they've given the numbers as they go wide, and they're speeding up, and they're touching wheels. They're touching wheels, and it's number 6, number 15. And then Spoon Daly, and then Terry Porter coming through. Next, then 30, 36, and 4. Wow, what a race. Formula V racing has arrived back here in Kyalami.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate you on a magnificent win.
Thanks.
I believe this is your first national win.
Yes, it's the first one.
Lovely. We watched the race from the pits, and it really was a magnificent effort. It was a dice right till the end. Harvey and Ken really gave you a go.
Well, I think it was more me giving them a go because we were all climbing all over each other.
Just before the last lap, you were lying third. Where did you actually take them?
I think I took them into Crowthorne, and they helped me in that they boxed each other, and I had a clear road, and that's when I pulled a small gap.
Because coming out of the kink, you really pulled away from them. And all I can say is best of luck for the next thing.
Thank you very much.
People are strangers, they change with the current from time zone to time zone as we can observe. They shut down their borders and think they're immune. They stand on their differences and shoot at the moon. The cars are cars, all my mind. Just look at Daddy's little man. Cars are cars all over the world. Cars are cars all over the world. Engine in the front, jacked in the back. Wheels take the front, pinion and a rack. Cars are cars all over the world. Cars are cars all over the world. But people are strangers, they change with the current from time zone to time zone as we can observe.
We had 3 winners in about as many races, and was off to Lichtenberg for the Blue Circle races. They run 2 heats, just like Port Elizabeth. Sort of gives you 2 chances, doesn't it? Peter was on form again, and made no mistake about getting into the lead. But soon Stan had found a way past. The two seemed to be getting away from the pack, and it looked as though we were in for a real thriller. But it was not to be. Stan got a bit crossed up, and the rest goes without explanation. The race was stopped, and those who were able started the second heat. This time, Harvey was out front, but surprise of the day came from Johan Gericke, who shadowed the leader lap after lap, just waiting for a slip, which never came. Meanwhile, Ken, who had started from the back of the grid, was carving his way through the tight corners, and fellow competitors alike. Still, Johan just hung on behind Harvey. Now Ken was up to Stan in third place and pushing hard, but Stan fought back. And finally Ken made it past and into third place. Number 2 had done it again. Harvey had won the heat and had become the overall victor in the process.
night to eat the bacon. One more time.
Final positions. First, let's get to the end first. 51st place, Mario. Third, 1 point from Porter. 2 with 0, Stan Levine. And first with -1, Bruce Nielsen.
A whole lot of fun, I'm sure you will agree. And to end the day, a lekker braai and a frosty or two.
Here we have a flight. Chris, Did you want a photo flight?
We also possess it. What?
Hey, get your fingers out of there, Terry.
Have you seen the little piggies crawling in the dirt? And for all the little piggies, life is getting worse. Always having dirt to play.
Next stop, Welcome, set among the rich gold mines of the Orange Free State. And at last, we had a sponsor. The NAMPAF group decided to back the winners, and for the first time this season, the cars carried the bright twin-saver decals. This was indeed good for the Formula. Things don't always run smoothly, though. First to fall foul of, wait for it, a rag down the carburetor. Need we mention names? Some guys get all the help they need. By lap 2, Ken was up front, with some very determined drivers right on his tail. Some tried a bit too hard. All the while, the lead changed from lap to lap. Even the chase for fifth place was a hectic affair, with some chaps using more than their share of the road. There just had to be a bump somewhere, and sure enough it happened right in front of the camera. Quite considerate, these boys. Uh-oh, watch it now, men. Hey, where does that chap think he's going? Oh no, come on, give the cameraman a break.
Last left.
I must rate it very high. The track was a bit slippery, but it always changed in the race because you always try that bit harder. So I think I can make it just now.
Well, Ken, all I can say on behalf of everybody else, good luck and good driving.
For me giving them a go because we were all climbing all over each other.
Just before the last lap, you were lying third. Where did you actually...
Harvey had done it once again and was well into the lead for the 1984 Championship Series. Ken Gainey plays second. Peter Koenig third. Stan Levine fourth. Peter Clerk and Moon Daly sharing fifth place.